City of Sandy Oaks, Texas will now convene its regular monthly meeting for July the 9th, 2015. We get everybody to stand and we'll have an invocation and a pledge. When we have our pledge, folks, we got little bitty flags up front, so we do have some. Our Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for bringing us here today. Please guide us in your will and have us make decisions that will be beneficial to this community. Be with each of these aldermen up here as they make these decisions. And once again, please guide us in the proper direction. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to thank everybody for showing up today. We have a very good turnout. That's great, especially for not having a room to hold this in. Did anybody pick up the Citizens to be Heard list back there? No one on the list to talk today. Okay, well, we will pass that one up. Item number 5 on our agenda today is update on the Dollar General store from Alderman Ball.
Oh, I forgot I was up first.
Well, it's...
I'm sure a lot of you have seen the activity going on down there. They have had a few roadblocks that they had to overcome, and I was able to work with the developer to kind of help them through some of those issues. I see one of the gentlemen from ESD6 standing back there. They were instrumental as well. One of the things that was required for CPS, of course, is to get their septic permit. They couldn't get their permit because they didn't have water. So I called ESD6 and they brought the truck out and filled up the tanks for them so that they could have their inspection the next morning. Had to engage some people to help overcome some roadblocks, but they're set to go. Their original start date, open date, was going to be July 19th. I think that's been moved up to July 15th.
Oh.
So, yeah. I did share with some people a link for job applications if anybody was interested. I've been in contact with the district manager who's going to be managing that store, and I wanted to find out how many citizens they were able to hire. I'd just kind of like to know the job creation, but I have not heard back from her yet. The other thing that we're wanting to do is a ribbon cutting ceremony. She says that they typically do that. They do their grand opening 2 weeks after they actually open the store.
Right. Okay.
So we're looking at somewhere at the end of July. And I've already reached out to Commissioner Rodriguez's office to come out and also be here for that as well. So got tentative on the agenda.
Oh, I'm sure he would like to get on that also. Yeah. Okay. All right.
But I will tell you, the people at SAWS have been wonderful to work with. I had to make a few phone calls and had to call state representative to help with the TxDOT right-of-way easement. But everybody's been very cooperative and responsive, and things got done. So it's all good.
Well, good to know. We know who to call on now when we have some more they want to put in out there.
Well, I'll tell you, the one thing they're still struggling with is CPS, because they have the pole, but they've not made the final connection from...
Yeah, I noticed that. They put all the transformers up, but there's no wires going to the building.
Right. Well, and it's all underground.
Oh, is it? Okay.
They are doing underground. CPS made them go underground from the pole to the building. But that piece is scheduled in the next 22 days. That's about the best commitment we could get from them. So there's a generator over there, which allows them to transfer the property from the general contractor to Dollar General. And today I saw a lot of shelving and stuff showing up, and so it looks like they're making some progress.
Okay.
But that was one of the problems they had in dealing with our city is not having permits, there's things that they typically do or utilities need, and we're really not structured in a way to address those. So it was more just call me,
Jim
I'll make some phone calls, we'll do what we need to do.
He sent something to someone about there was some kind of a permit that they wanted.
They did need that in order, yeah.
and he tried to explain that there was no permit for us.
Yeah, but they still had to, yeah.
CPS asked for superintendent, who are superintendent.
Yeah.
That's what they're wanting to know.
Yeah.
So my son-in-law is trying to get electricity as well, and they want to know who the superintendent
Yeah.
is. So we're going through the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were requesting a certificate of determination letter, and that's something that the city of San Antonio uses, so they were kind of going through what they have to go
Okay.
through with the city of San Antonio, and so that was the letter that the mayor sent out.
Okay.
Right.
So that way they could get their water and sewer lines.
Okay.
well, they got the meter in, water meter went in yesterday.
Call me on the city public service.
Okay,
Is that letter
okay.
of determination something that's going to have to be done with people who build residences out here, or is that just a commercial issue?
I think that was just that's a plating issue, so it could be for subdivisions too, or that's at least how the city of San Antonio uses it. So it's for plats, subdivisions, and I guess commercial.
Wow. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mickey. That was great to hear about that. Item number 6 on our agenda. Alderman, you'll find the.
can I?
Sure.
We didn't have a quorum call.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, Mr. Ortega,
Present.
Mr. Tremblay,
Present.
and I'm here. Ms. Ball
Here?
and Mr. Tomasini.
Here.
Okay, and Mayor Clement, of course, is absent today. He is still in the hospital, by the way. Okay. You have to excuse me, I'm new at this. I'm trying though. Okay, item number 7, I'm sorry, item number 6. Update on the Community Development Block Grant meeting that was held on July the 7th. Alderman, you'll find that paper on the inside cover in that little pocket there, their timeline. On the July the 7th, they had a allocation of a program for the 2015 funds at the Commissioner's Court. I was at that meeting representing the city. They did approve the allocations of funds, and our city was included in that. That is not the final hurdle, however. There is one more coming up on the 21st of July, and that is the Urban County Renewal Cooperative Agreements will be made at the Commissioner's Court on that date. I plan to be there on that one also to make sure that we are represented when they give this out. July 24th is when the Bexar County submits the Urban County Renewal Agreements to HUD for approval. And from what I understand, once they get to that point, it's pretty much a done deal then. Yeah, and that's what we're hoping for. Anybody else have any comments or questions about the?
Well, I do. Can you talk to the Urban County Renewal Cooperative Agreement, kind of what that is?
Well, I wish I knew exactly what that
Oh,
is.
okay.
Do you know what that is?
No, but I have a question. The development block grant, how much is that?
It's $75,000. We put in. They had asked us to put in for $150,000, but they knocked it back down to $75,000. And basically, what that grant is, it's for our master plan. What it is, it's going to give an engineer the ability to come out into the community and look at everything that needs to be done, what it should cost to get it done, and what the timelines should be to do these specific items that he puts on there. And before we can actually get anything else from the federal or state level, we must have a master plan in place. Otherwise, next year, if we wanted to go to get a CDBG grant to fix a drainage issue or a street issue somewhere, we couldn't do it without it being in our master plan.
Can we get a copy of the master plan? Is that online or something?
You know, when it's
hasn't
developed,
done.
we can.
Yeah.
It's not done yet.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
yeah.
is there a deadline for the block grant? You have to-
Yeah, that's going to be July 21st. That's the deadline that we have, and by all indications, that's going to be pretty much the same as what we saw the other day. Is that what you're anticipating there?
We're looking at May 2016.
Yeah, May 2016 is when the money will actually be
When the
completed.
When the plan is complete.
Yeah.
Because there's deadlines for grants, and if you're not in there, if you don't get your foot in the door, you don't get it.
You can be 2 minutes late, and it's as good as being a year late, yes. But we do have it in, and we've been represented at all the meetings that were required of us, and things are going along smoothly. Fortunately, I've had a lot of help on that, though. Okay. Item number 7, discuss and consider the approval of the minutes of June 11th, 2015. Alderman, you'll find that behind tab number A in your folder here. Now, when you look at the one that's in your notebook, you will see that the last line of it, it has James H. Clement, Mayor, on it. I do have one that's been revised here that we actually signed. Since I had the meeting last time, it's got my name on it.
Okay.
After y'all have had a couple of minutes to look that over, if we can get a motion to approve, let me know.
I looked it over already. Charlotte sent it out early, so,
Yes, she did.
yeah. That's always helpful.
Yeah, I'll motion to approve the minutes as submitted for the June 11th meeting, council meeting.
Okay, we have a motion by Tremblay to approve the minutes of the June 11, 2015. Do we have a second?
I second that.
Okay, we have a second by Joel Ortega. Any discussion? Hearing there's no discussion, all in favor? Unanimous. And if anybody is wondering, since the mayor is not there and I am here, I am part of the voting member if need be today. The mayor usually is not, but as Mayor Pro Tem, I still can vote. Item number 8 on our agenda is the financial report. Alderman will find that under tab B or behind tab B in your folder. That will be presented by our city clerk, Ms. Robb.
Okay, our beginning balance was $36,530.90, less the payables of $131.20, leaving us a balance of $36,399.70. The payables were Wilson County News and a bank service fee.
And the Wilson County News was for what?
111.20. That was for the master fee and the master fine one. That was the one I got at the very end of the last meeting.
Got it.
What was it for?
The master fee and the master fine.
Oh, the master,
Yeah.
oh, the
Yeah.
master fee.
Ms. Cassandra, do we need to approve that report? Do we need to have a motion to approve it, or does it just,
No,
do
I
we
think it's
just wait
just-
until an audit at the end of the year to do
Yeah,
it?
I think it's just a report she's giving to the
Okay,
council.
thank you.
No action.
Okay, item number 9. Alderman will find that under, behind tab C in your folders. Discuss and consider invoices number 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 of the Martinez Devada Law Firm PLLC for past services as city attorney. And there are 5 separate invoices there. The invoices are for a period of 8 months total. And the grand total is $10,706.25. Comes out to an average of $1,338.28 a month.
There's a lot of information in here, and without the previous invoices to compare to these,
Do we have previous?
well, no, Charlotte had them at the last time that we approved them. We were able to look at them.
Yeah, there's got to be invoices 1, 2, and 3, or he wouldn't
Yeah.
have started with 4.
I mean, I kind of like to see that, and I also want to go back and look at his contract, because the way he's billing us here, I don't remember what increment he was going to be using. But there's just a lot of stuff here that I think needs to be reviewed.
Would y'all want to put this on hold and wait and not pay it now, or?
That would be my suggestion, but I'd also like to ask the city clerk to get us copies of the previous invoices so that we can take a look at those to compare what's on here.
Okay.
Why would you want to compare them?
Well, because how do I know that he hasn't, this time period is within what some of the other invoices were?
The last invoices that we got for him were from August 11th through September 13th.
And so this is September 14th.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you, they should be eyeballed before the date, absolutely.
Yeah, well, he does have them itemized here. They're completely itemized with everything he's got.
Well, the other issue is, you know, looking at some of the, you know, some ordinances were drafted and, you know, quite honestly, if they weren't delivered, I don't know that we should pay for them. And if they were done incorrectly, we probably shouldn't pay for them. And I'm just not prepared at this time to say yay or nay.
I tend to agree with that. We did have a lot of stuff that was returned
Right.
or needed correction. How many?
Or never delivered. Yeah.
Do you know what that stuff was?
Yes, I do.
Okay, right.
Oh, yes, I do.
I need a motion one way or the other. We're gonna postpone it, or you're gonna,
Before you make a motion, just a suggestion to the council
Okay.
to just to let him know in writing that you may be questioning some of the items on the invoice or just need more time to review them.
okay, we're
Just
gonna,
put that in writing, either email or letter.
okay. And that would need to be done by me?
Yes.
Okay.
What was the date actually that these were submitted? When did we receive these? I mean, 'cause they're all dated, you know, differently, so, I mean, we got them dated back to September.
I don't
but
remember the
when-
date on the email that I got these, but they were sent to Jim first, I believe.
Yeah.
And,
Since Jim first.
and then he just copied them and sent them over where I got them, and I don't know if, I guess you got them also, Charlotte?
Yeah.
Would
I
you
don't
just
remember
got-
the date in the email.
You got them all at one time?
Every one of them came at the same time, yes. Yeah, it wasn't, it was prepared and sent all as one bulk set of items.
Didn't we put something in an ordinance or a resolution about timeliness of invoices?
Well,
I think you and I,
yeah, but that was after.
well,
We didn't approve any ordinance like that because when I started looking into how other cities did it, it was mainly done by department. There was no blanket,
got it.
what do you want to call, ordinance for every department. Every department kind of had their own way to bill people because they were all so different. You know, some people were able to get it payment right away. Some had to wait the next month, you know, because all the city
Right.
departments were different, you know, because when they bought a little item, they bought it right then, you know, paid for it right. It was just all over the place on
Okay,
when bills were paid.
It may also be specified in the contract with the city.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I know ours,
Yeah.
I think ours specifies, we have to get you a bill within 90 days.
Right.
So that would be-
And I don't think we ever got anything like that from him, from Mark.
we did.
Back in August.
Yeah.
The only time we got anything was in August.
What's that, a bill from him?
Right.
No,
No,
the
Oh, no,
contract.
Oh, the contract.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was-
Yeah, the contract was the original contract, and it just had it kept having a 30-day renewal
Yeah.
to it if he wasn't replaced.
But it didn't specify when he would bill us or anything.
No,
I don't know, I'd have to go pull, I didn't bring that with
I
me. so.
I don't recall it having any specific date on it, no.
Well,
I mean, we can check, but I don't
hey,
think.
Charlotte, if you can send him just send him a short email saying that until we're going to verify his charges before we submit payment.
Okay.
We'll submit payment within the next 60 days, because we won't verify until our next meeting.
Right,
So we'll pay him within the next 60 days. He typically took 8 months to bill us, so.
Pardon?
Well, her being that she's a
City
city
clerk,
clerk, she can send it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, as long as he gets something. Yeah, you could CC
Okay.
Mayor Pro Tem in your email. And the attorney, our current attorney.
Yes.
And then until, Mickey, if you want to research what you have.
Yeah, I
I
will.
mean, we can sit down. I'm more than happy to sit down.
well, it's
Look
just
at
a
it, or
lot
you
of
can look at it,
invoices
but-
to
yeah.
make a decision on right now.
Well, let's see, let's give ourselves at least 30 days so then we can
Right.
research it. And,
Give yourself till the next meeting at least.
right, and that way we can verify
Okay,
or collaborate on what the charges are and go ahead and make payment and be finished with with that.
Then it won't be necessary to have a motion on that. They can just research it, or?
But I think you all need a motion at
We
least
do
to
need a
table
motion
the item.
to table it, yeah.
I'll motion that we postpone making payment to the Martinez and Laura law firm until his charges can be researched
And
and verified.
I will second that.
And
So
we'll submit an
researched
email to
and,
him.
researched and verified. We have a motion and a second on the floor by Tremblay and Ball to postpone payment of the invoices 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 to the Martinez Nevada Law Firm until they can be researched and verified. Do we have any discussion? All those in favor? Okay, item number 10 on our agenda. Alderman will find that behind tab number D in your book. Discuss and consider invoice number 1070 of the Casan and Ortiz PC. This is the first invoice from what Ms. Cassandra and her firm have done for us in the last month. I believe this is all for May only. Is that correct?
It's, yes.
Yes, it is. It started on May the 11th, and it's billing through May the 28th. And she has a very detailed and itemized list all the way through. The grand total on it was $2,224.60. For anybody that is interested, the most expensive things that you're going to have on that this invoice that she has are the actual times when she's sitting here for 2.5, sometimes 3 hours at one time at our meetings. That does run it up a little bit, but to be very honest with you, when it's all said and done with what Mr. Votto was doing, it turned out to be within $100 of the same monthly charge before. And we're getting some very quick responses from her.
Yes.
I just have one question regarding lawyer's charges. For the several telephone calls with Alderman Ball, I see there was 30 of them, but there was no charge. I'm just wondering if she's getting preferential treatment.
It's a girl thing.
Yeah, no, it's just, yes, like, I think these were telephone messages, and if it's just going back and forth telephone messages, I think we were kind of introducing ourselves to each other.
You strike that from the minutes.
I think he's poking at you
I
here.
think he is.
I was like,
Okay.
I may do you a favor.
Do we have a motion to accept the invoice for the Casan and Ortiz law firm?
I'll make a motion that we accept the invoice from Casan and Ortiz Law Firm in the amount of $2,224.60.
I have a motion on the floor from Alderwoman Ball. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
We have a second by Ortega. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor? We got unanimous again. Good. Item number 11. It'll be under tab number E in your book there. Behind tab number E, discuss and consider an ordinance to prohibit the transportation of hazardous materials through the city of Sandy Oaks, Texas. That was put together by myself and Mr. Ortega. When you look at these two ordinances that are listed here, I got with Cassandra on this. Instead of her drafting a complete ordinance, what she did is she found two ordinances in the state of Texas that came from small cities. One of them was the city of Magnolia, population 1,393. The other was from the city of Weston, Texas, which has a population of 635. I put the one from the Magnolia in front because that has more to do with hazmat than the second one does. The second one addresses hazmat, but it also has the numerous other things such as the heavy trucks, weight limits, what have you, also bringing manufactured homes through. It had a lot of other things in it. Yeah, I take it it's hard to find hazmat ordinances for our small cities around these were the two you were able to come up
Yeah, at
with.
least online, there were some much older ones, but these were the kind of more recent ones.
Okay. Yeah, this one was 2009, and the other one was actually a 2015 ordinance that was just passed. But anyway, the scope of what we're looking at here is, most of you probably don't see it, but for those of us that live on Priest Road, Shady Forest, or New Mathis Road, and to some extent Waterwood Pass, these tanker trucks, they do come in off of 1604, they come down Priest Road, they turn in up here on Shady Forest, they go all the way down to New Mathis, and they cut back up to the highway up there again.
Not New Mathis.
It's not New Mathis, it's just Mathis.
Just Mathis.
Mathis Road itself.
Okay, what is the name of the road that, Charlotte, that you live
That's
on?
New
Mathis.
Mathis.
Okay, well, they go right to your road, they take New Mathis into Mathis.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, they're taking Shady Forest until it ends.
It does.
Yeah, that's that brand new piece of road they put,
Oh, okay.
that little extension they put in there.
Well, they're also coming up Mathis.
Yeah, oh yes, I know they're coming up Mathis. And the idea that I had on this was to have a sign placed at Lamb Road and Priest Road, have them all turn, go back Lamb Road, back out to 1604. Put one at the entrance at Waterwood, put one at the entrance on New Mathis Road, and put one at the end down there where Dillon Trucking, where their property ends. Keep these trucks coming in Mathis and Priest Road on the entrance and exit ramps, and make them come in 37 and back. And the only exemption they would have would be for local delivery. Local delivery would be the Valero, which is actually something a Super Express or something of that nature. They sell Valero gas. The only other person I can think of that would have anything hazmat brought into this community would be the auto shop on Skila. But what he would have brought in would probably be very small quantities at a time in grease, oil, that kind of stuff.
So are you saying that on Mathis Road, past Dillon?
Past Dillon, correct.
So what is Dillon hauling? Because are you giving?
Gasoline.
Okay, so
Hazmat. Their trucks are all placarded.
But they can go as far as their property, they can't go any further.
Yeah, they can
They
come
gotta
into their
come back
property.
around.
In other words, I don't want them coming out of their property, going right and going down past everybody's residential lots there on Mathis Road.
Right.
Even though that's just a very short distance.
right.
I really thought we discussed this, and I think our biggest problem is enforcement.
Right.
It is, but if we have correct me if I'm wrong, but I think if we have an ordinance in with a fine attached, that any police agency can write tickets on that while it's in force. It doesn't
be
have to be ours.
From what I understand, Bear County will not enforce any
City
ordinances.
right.
Yeah, I don't think they will.
They won't.
Or the sheriff's department or DPS, I think.
No,
Needs
but
to be a city peace officer.
city peace officer would have to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought Bear County said that when they were here, that they wouldn't enforce city
Right. They
ordinance.
won't enforce any city ordinances.
So, I mean,
Is that
we can pass-
typically the way all hazmat areas are done, is by ordinance through cities?
Well, yeah, because the cities have the right to regulate their streets, so since they have control
Okay.
over it, yeah, then it would.
Because I know San Antonio had nothing for many, many years, and then they finally just said, okay, 410 is it. That's where you had to go with it, but it's not DOT or anything like that, it's, okay.
I mean, they would just, the highways, but not within the city.
And the constable's office, they won't act on city ordinances? Okay.
Well, we could address it, we could pass it, attach the fine to it, post the signs, and when we do get to the point where we have our marshal in place, our law enforcement, then it'll already be done. I don't see a problem with that, but everybody needs to know, and the citizens need to know that although we passed this ordinance and we post
not
signs,
enforceable.
we really have no
We
means of
may not
enforcing
enforce it for.
But one day the hammer will drop and it'll wake them all up.
I
Say,
also
"Wait a
think that 90% of your truck drivers out there, when they see that no hazmat sign, they're pretty much going to turn and go where they're supposed to go, because they think well, they know
Their endorsement on their license.
it could
It
very
is, yeah.
easily be revoked if they
State
get.
police can
Right, but they don't
enforce
know
it.
that, so that's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
As far
And
as-
it would be a deterrent on some of it, I'm sure. Yeah.
But anytime the state police can come through and all these ordinances, they can handle it.
Okay. So you're talking about DPS?
Yes.
Okay.
state police.
On,
But I-
on the legal side, if we were to pass this ordinance, post signs, and we didn't enforce it, let's say for 6 months, and then all of a sudden we enforce it, and guy gets a ticket, and we send him before, and then we have to have our judge in place and all of this. So a lot of things have to fall into place. But if an individual goes to court and says, well, I've been going through there for 8 months and never got a ticket, now I get a ticket, do they have any?
I thought that any ordinance that we pass, that it is not effective until it's posted in the newspaper.
Yeah.
So we can pass them, so you have that date, that point of time to say that's when it was effective. We may pass it now, but it's not effective.
Don't post it in the paper.
Don't
until
post
we're-
it until we, yeah, because I mean, if there's fines attached to it, all that has to be posted in the
Yeah.
paper.
Well, every one of them I've seen in here, fines are $500. They're steep.
But I think there's another little kink in this, because Cassandra made a comment about the city being able to regulate the streets, and we don't have that issue resolved.
Only the ones that we took from the county.
Right, so that's Priest Road and Mathis Road,
And
but not
Waterwood.
the stretch.
Well, you do have Shady Forest, and
Shady
you have
Forest.
Waterwood Pass.
Waterwood Pass,
Okay.
Priest, that's court Priest.
And then the
So I
front
think we do
section
have-
there between the entrance,
belongs to the state.
that's the state.
That's the state.
Yeah. So how do you enforce something that is, I mean, is that something that,
Well, I don't think we can do that because it's the state. They have a right to get off the highway. and
no, I
get
think there
back
was a
on.
bill in the House recently that they talked about that, the distance, basically an ETJ for law enforcement, 200 yards or something, I can't remember exactly what it was, but
Or you can cross over into the.
you can cross over for enforcement, yeah.
Well, that I can answer for you. In the state of Texas, if you're a peace officer, your license is good anywhere in the state.
No, I'm just talking about jurisdictional
Enforcement.
okay.
enforcement within city limits.
Oh, you're talking about our city marshal, how far out he can,
And how far the state can, well, the state can obviously do it,
yeah.
but how far,
Okay.
if we enforce in the tech stop property.
Well, this is basically why she didn't draw up an actual ordinance yet.
Right.
because, Yeah, this is obviously going to require some discussion, but my main concern is the safety of our residents with these huge tankers coming
Right.
through. And I mean, sometimes there's 15 of them that'll come through in the evening, this time of night, and they'll running down the front there.
So
I don't know.
Just trying to look through the list and the list of,
Basically anything that has to be placarded, right?
Anything that requires placard, yes.
whether it's
It doesn't matter if it's
chemical or flammable.
chemical, if it's petroleum, or if it's explosive.
Right.
Basically, you want anything that is placarded, that you don't want it coming through your residential area. And let's face it, 90% of our stuff is residential.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with it. It's just doing it the right way. We just need to do it the right way.
I was hoping that the constables would be able to, but they won't enforce our city ordinance.
No.
Okay. Even if we didn't see the money on it,
Well, I understand, but
Yeah.
like I say,
At
if
first.
just, everyone needs to understand that we can pass this, we can do this, we just can't enforce it at this
Right.
time.
yeah,
I see
okay.
no problem with passing an ordinance restricting.
Well, we can't
We
even
can't even
pass an
pass
order
it 'cause
today because we're
we
just
can
considering
Instruct her to draft
to
it.
draft one.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
I know we don't have one in our hand.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was the whole idea behind it, is to get the ball rolling and get something going.
Well, I agree.
Normally they have down there is the weight limit.
Yeah.
See, the weight limit on highway, on a class 2 highway is.
I think Selma just got in trouble with that here.
Yeah, they did. Cost
They
them
had
a
to-
lot of money.
They had to pay back several $100,000 in fines that they were collecting because it wasn't done correctly.
They're not-
They didn't have the correct weighing
Yeah.
instruments to do what they were doing.
Yeah,
So that's a very expensive proposition to.
yeah, like there's some truckers get fines of 50, 60, 80, $100,000 because they're overloaded on a class 2 highway instead of a class 1.
Yeah, we had thought about that, but we already have signs at the front that limit the size of the weight carrying capacity of vehicles on 2 of the entrances.
Yeah,
Whether those are supported by any kind of county regulation or what have you, I don't know.
Wouldn't be county, it'd be state.
Yeah, it would have to be, because it wasn't done by city, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But anybody that has a carrying capacity of over 1 ton is not supposed to be bringing it in unless you're doing a delivery.
Delivery, yeah.
And those signs were up there for the last 2 years. They were done before we were a city. But yeah, so there's any, well, I will make the motion. I motion that we have our attorney draft us a hazardous material ordinance that would include the any placarded material coming through the city that we could regulate it and of course attach a fine to it.
Is it specifically residential or anywhere within?
The only place that I think that we would not have it would be on Mathis Road at the
Waterwood.
actually where Dillon Trucking property line starts and all the way to, let's say, 100 feet past the northbound entrance ramp to IH-37 on Priest Road right there. Mathis and Priest are actually, it's hard to distinguish where one starts and the other stops. But yeah, anything coming into the city, we would want to stop it, I would say stop it at Priest Road at Lamb Road. Because once they come in there, then they're going, granted it's a lot of acreage property through there, but the road still is not built to handle that kind of weight.
But we're not talking weight.
No, we're not talking weight. It's a safety hazard and it's hazmat.
Right.
And all these 1 and 2 acre little farmers in there, their animals are in danger if anything happens with this hazmat coming through. So I make the motion that we have our attorney draft that. Does anybody want to second that?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Ortega. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor? Okay, we got unanimous. Okay, Ms. Ortiz, if you could somehow figure out how to draft up some kind of an ordinance there for us. I guess look at the best parts of what you see in that. Like I say, the one that I liked the most was the one from the city of Magnolia. There's addressed it probably the best of anybody.
Yeah, I agree with you. Once I reread the item, the other one had to do with.
Yeah, they included a lot of other items along with the hazmat. Okay. Item number 12, there's nothing in your packets on this. This was just strictly something that was sent to me. Discuss and consider Dillon Trucking's request for a permit to raise or destroy the building on their property located at 23383 Mathis Road in Elmendorf, Texas. It's actually in Sandy Oaks, Texas. And then place temporary, it says a temporary one, but I was talking to him today. It's actually going to be several temporary buildings until their plan for a permanent building comes in. Those of you that haven't seen Dillon Trucking down there, it's just the other side of where Jack's Corner was. They've got a huge lot where all of these tankers park in there, and then just beyond it they've got an old farmhouse that they're using for their offices. I talked to Kevin, I guess it's Finogety is his name, Oilfield Services, and he's the area manager for Dillon. I spoke with him today. What they want to do is they want to tear that building down, put something in that is much more energy efficient, easy to cool and to store stuff in. But in the interim, they're going to put some portables in there. They're still working with the portable company. I realize that we don't have any permitting system in for somebody to tear something down, but just to let everybody know what's going on. He is aware of the fact that when he starts building something, that we do have the Universal Building Code and the Universal Fire Code, and that he must have the septic approved by the county. And he says that's not a problem. They are a nationwide company, that they will do everything according to plan, but he will come to us with the plans when he gets it. And that's pretty much just a heads up letting you know what's going on up there.
I know that was once a residence.
Yes, it
before they
was.
went there. Is that zone commercial as far as,
You know,
is it a commercial lot or is it a
we
residential
don't
lot?
have any zoning.
true.
Well, but the front lots up in front of Waterwood are.
Were zoned, but I don't think
labeled
that
as
ever belonged to
I don't know
Waterwood.
that they're zoned
So-
per se, as opposed to from a tax designation standpoint. With their county, I think they have a
Yes.
commercial designation, but I don't think it's a zoning.
Yeah, the
think it's a
county
tax
doesn't
issue.
zone,
For a
yeah.
tax issue?
I think
you
it's a tax.
it's being
I don't know
taxed
that
as
for a
commercial?
fact, but I think it's at the county appraisal district level for
Yeah,
taxing.
it wouldn't be a zoning at all if y'all don't
So
have it.
what
We
do
don't
we
have
need
it.
to do
Maybe just
to
a
make sure
designation.
that it's being, because it, as a commercial lot, it would be-
Well, once he starts building, to get his electric and his water, well, he's got electric on the place, but to get the stuff hooked back up to his new buildings, he's gonna have to have the paperwork from us saying that, just like
Dollar
Dollar General has done. He's gonna have to do it in the same
I
fashion.
understand that, I'm just, my question or my concern is that at what rate will they be taxed at when they start adding?
Oh, whatever our tax rate is at the time.
But the property tax rate,
Mm-hmm.
even for the county on their side, if it was a residential lot and you start putting up all these buildings, it's still just it's a residential lot with buildings on it. Isn't the tax rate higher on a commercial?
No, it is
Commercial
not.
tax is not higher?
No,
I don't think so.
no,
Same tax rate?
same tax rate for everybody, yeah. It's just that typically their evaluation is considerably higher because of the types of buildings they put in.
Okay, well,
And the
Yeah.
keep
size.
that in mind as well.
Yeah.
And that property is 17 acres.
Is that how big it is? I don't know if all of it is even within our jurisdiction.
Well, he's only got a fence across the back of it, and he's just using that one part,
Yeah.
but using that home as an office, which
Right.
was just a house.
Yes.
Because I was gonna buy the damn place.
It was just, I was in it today. Be glad you didn't. We don't normally take questions from the gallery, but yes, ma'am, I'll go ahead and take one from you.
At a previous meeting, I was told that they weren't part of the city, but is part of their land part of the city?
I've tried to figure it out, and as far as I can tell, yes, Dylan is in there, and when he contacted me today, or the other day, he is certain that they are in our city, in our jurisdiction also.
So the taxing and the monies come to the city from their
Yeah,
property?
any of the property tax will. I don't know anything about what he would have as far as sales tax.
There's no sales tax.
Probably
He's
no
under
sales
franchise.
tax, yeah, he's
under franchise tax.
Yeah.
he may be, there may be a franchise fee that we can get from him somewhere down the line. We have to look into that. But because the only franchise fee that we have gotten so far was from the city public service. We haven't, I don't think that anything was.
When I say franchise tax, it's different than what you're talking
Okay.
about.
Franchise.
It's
Okay.
how you're structured as a business.
Right.
And they pay a franchise tax to the state. I don't know that we as a city get any of that.
Yeah.
I don't think the city does.
No, I know if you're a regular building, when they do inventories, you pay a tax to the city on your inventory every year.
They would have a personal property tax on their equipment.
Right.
Yeah.
If you look at car dealerships and large companies and what have you, when you see their name on the tax roll, they usually have it for the property, and then they have another one that is personal property,
Right.
and that's their inventory is what
Right.
it amounts to. Yeah. Okay, well, like again, that was just a heads up to let y'all know what's coming and what we can expect. Any other discussion on item number 12 on Dillon Trucking?
Well, do we have to vote to let him do it, or is that what it's asking us?
When he comes down to that, when he comes to the actual building permit, yes.
Oh, I thought he was asking us to approve tearing down the old one.
Well, we have no ordinance inside. He can go down there and bulldoze it tomorrow if he wants to.
Well, I just
We
thought, I
really-
know, but I thought maybe he was just asking for us.
Yeah,
to-
no,
to approve the-
he was just, I
Heads
think
up.
he was putting feelers out to see if we did have something.
Oh, okay.
And that's basically what he was doing. He was wanting to cover his bases and not end up getting fined somewhere down the line.
So we're going to take no action on this.
No action on it, no, I don't think we have any. Okay, item number 13, that will be behind tab number F on your folder here. Discuss and consider the proposed addition to the Super Express, and I put into parentheses there, Valero. They have sent a paper out. Mr. Paul Chavez, who is with the SA Design Group, is doing the work on them. Anyway, there's two little maps in here on it. Basically what they are looking to do, they want to add 846 square feet to the building. Tab number F behind it.
On the same property right there, or is it the next lot?
That's the lot that runs
He
between
actually
his property.
owns,
Yeah.
he owns the lot behind it all the way up to the residence.
So he did buy it.
He did buy it. He owns it.
Oh, you're talking about the one with the sign?
Yeah, the one that's got the Waterwoods old sign on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he owns that one, and he owns all the property, if you're facing it to the right, all the way to New Mathis Road.
Oh,
So
He
this
owns
is
every
New
bit of that.
Mathis Road here.
Yes, when you
And
look,
this would be Dollar General.
the Dollar General is right where it says site plan.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
figured.
Up here on the top where it says Priest Road and Mathis Road, those are backwards. He's got them backwards in there.
Yeah.
Okay? Basically, what he is trying to do is, on that part towards Mathis Road, he wants to put two double pumps in there that he can gas up 18-wheelers with. You see, that's what this is. Along the perimeter, he wants to have parking for these 18-wheelers. And this addition that he wants to put in on the Super Express is going to be for some trucker showers. Is basically what he wants to put in there, and he wants to expand the women's bathroom. The area behind the store that is next to the residence, that has that sign, the old Waterwood sign, he assured me that no trucks would ever park in there. That is all area that the septic systems and the lateral lines for the septic systems will have to run in.
so there won't be anything there then?
You know, as far as parking a truck right there, and the guy's got the reefer unit and the engine running all night, no. But 100 feet the other side of it, yes. You know, when you've got somebody parking on your lot overnight, these guys are running that engine all night to keep their air conditioners going. If they got a reefer unit, that reefer's running all night. You're talking about a considerable amount of noise, especially if you get 5 or 6 of them like he's got planned that he could park in there.
How many is he expecting to be able to park in there?
He doesn't know, but he's got it drawn for 4 parked.
Yeah.
But that doesn't count those that are also gassing up, and those that would be waiting in line to gas up.
Yeah.
You know, he does not have room for people to literally wait in line to gas up. Not at 2 pumps.
Well, if he wants to sell his gas to the truckers, he lowers his price from what they're getting down in 1604.
Yeah, the pilot, they're gonna go to the
Yeah,
pilot.
all he's got to do is
They'll
make
leave
it,
their truck on the street.
he'll make it a nickel less than what they are down the street, and yeah, they'll be lined up. Especially now that he's got permission to put that, what,
Big
60-foot sign up out front. Anyway, is anybody here from, is Mr. Paul Chavez, is he here today? He knew about it. I talked to him. He knew we were having a meeting, and I invited him to come, but I don't. But anyway, this is the only plans that have been submitted so far, is what you see right here. Kathleen, you had something?
Oh, I'm just concerned about the noise, especially for those neighbors that are really.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm bringing up, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that the trucks that are running and the reefer units, if you got a refrigeration unit, those are all running all night long. Yeah. Whenever you're parked and sleeping, those are running.
Well, I was thinking of it, I mean, I agree, I'm concerned. I would think something like this, we would require a public hearing.
Yeah, I don't think.
Good
we ought to
idea,
just-
yeah.
I don't think we ought to just tell him no. I mean,
Yeah.
because
Well,
But-
the other side of that coin is that you're looking at a substantial amount of sales
I
tax
know.
revenue coming out of there.
I know.
But is it
Is
worth
it
the
worth
sales
it?
to really inconvenience 4 or 5
You've
of our
got,
residents that are
right
right
here
in
where
there?
this entrance
Well, if they're all
is, you've got a
standing in line
neighbor.
trying to get in, it's gonna inconvenience a lot more than those people living there.
Right.
well, we
Stood in
can.
front of
prevent that from
Sitco,
happening.
what is it now? Mobile? Not the one on the other side. What is it now? It used to be Sitco, where the truck stop is.
Oh, you're
That's
talking
Pilot.
Oh, the Pilot.
Not the Pilot, the one on
Conoco?
The Conoco. If you stand in the
okay.
front of that gas station, you can smell diesel.
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So poor
Yeah.
little Abel who lives next door there.
Well, that's what I'm
Diesel
thinking.
gasoline
Yeah.
all day long.
Well, if the trucks are running, you're gonna smell the exhaust all day too, yeah, you know. And like I say, is it worth it to alienate 2 or 3 of your residents, and make their life miserable just for a few dollars in tax
Well,
revenue that's gonna come in?
And my other concern is you've got an entrance ramp and an exit ramp
Exactly.
right there, and you're talking about really impeding
flow.
traffic.
Now, also, when they come out of there, they're not gonna go on to Waterwood?
No, they're gonna come out and they're gonna go on to New Mathis Road and come back up to Mathis and Priest where it comes in there. No, there's not gonna be any way for them to circle back around unless he does what he says he wasn't gonna do and paves that lot behind him. But I don't know that he can pave over
he's
it
got a
if it's,
septic,
if it's
You
septic.
can't. You
It's-
can't
there's
do
a lot of
anything over
property
it.
there. He can, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of property back there.
Yeah,
It goes from one side, from
it's
Waterwood Pass all
1.7
the way
acres.
over.
It's
Yeah, there's a lot of
1.7
property.
acres. There's a lot of, you can turn an 18-wheeler around in it if you want to. That's what I say, but like I say, it's on the table, it's been proposed, it's been sent to us, and it's something that we're gonna have to
I
deal
think we
with.
had some discussion about Mr. Pardo with his cleaning solvents that he was gonna store for his mechanic shop. And if we're gonna talking about diesel gas being pumped right there in a residential, I mean, it is a residential area, no matter how you look at it. I mean, you got people living, you got residents next door, you got.
Well, there's gas
beaches
being
across-
pumped right now.
across the
You
street.
got the gas
Yeah,
and
but
diesel already being pumped.
diesel.
It's already there.
Yeah, but when a truck buys diesel,
Diesel?
he's buying 150 to 200 gallons at a time.
Yeah.
You're talking about
And-
car that's buying.
It's somewhere in here,
15.
he's gonna have to bury tanks that'll
Oh
handle that.
yes.
As well as septic tanks.
Yeah, as well as increase the size of his septic tanks to handle the additional. And like I say, I like your idea of having a public hearing, and let's see what the people think about it.
I mean, there's just too many things here that concern me.
I really just don't think that bridge is capable of handling all that traffic flow right there.
Well, that's TxDOT's issue.
We have a common issue with the potholes there. Imagine how much worse it's going to get with 18 years using it as a regular
You know,
routine.
But I mean, one of the things I like about it is we have a number of people who drive trucks that park them in our neighborhood. If there was space for them to be able to park their vehicles, their big trucks overnight, so they're not on the streets, I'm kind of agreeable to that, but it doesn't even look like it's going to be big enough for that.
no, like I say, what he's got there, at best, I would think that you could park 4, maybe 6 if you really squeezed them in.
Yeah, because it looks like he's only got two places for filling.
Yes, what that is they're pulled through slots.
Right.
And they allow you to fill the truck from both sides at the same time.
I don't know, I just...
Yeah.
Well, and as far as I know, he's been a good neighbor so far. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
And he's gone to a firm to draw the paperwork up, and he's asking. He's not just doing. So, it's.
There's a lot of ordinances in town. Your truck can run 2 minutes. 2 minutes, that's it. All your federal, all of your army bases and everything, you're allowed to run a truck 2 minutes. That's it.
Right.
And then it has to be shut off.
And a lot of them
Most
run
trucks have right on
APUs.
them. They turn them off. In 2 minutes, that truck shuts itself off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And if we were to approve, couldn't we make some kind of decision that the trucks could not run all night? The reefers can go 5 more miles up to Pilot.
And the truck driver that has all the hogs in them, he don't park there all night.
Oh.
The hogs in there.
The guy that lives there still got a license to his truck.
Right.
Out of there. Still got
Other than
And
building
that
a 25-foot high wall along the entire back side of it, your neighbors are going to be listening to this, and they're going to be smelling the smoke that comes out, the ones that live close.
Well,
Especially when the wind blows right.
Yeah, but if they can only run 2 minutes,
Yeah.
I think there's just too much to discuss about that. I mean, one of the things I kind of like about it is with the traffic, in a way, it keeps the crime under control because you have people coming and going all the time. So, there is that positive. But the negatives, I think, are just too much. This little exit where they're coming out, there's a house right there where they're going to turn
behind
out.
it. Yeah, right behind it. There's another little house right down the road there.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's,
I think a public hearing is probably
I'll ask the attorney, what means do we have from preventing it? We have no ordinances.
We have no zoning
building
ordinances.
zoning. Do we have a means of preventing it?
I think some sort of, if health and safety is an issue, you
Okay,
can do it
it's health and
by
safety.
an ordinance.
So then we do have a means of preventing it.
Some sort of building regulation.
Yeah, I think that's
or
what we discussed when,
ordinance in
as
general
far as
for
the
commercial
maintenance shop.
buildings.
Right.
The auto shop, that's what we brought up.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, before,
Yeah, I don't know if they,
before I said, put a foot forward to prevent it, because I'm totally against it. I'm not saying, I'm totally against it. But we need to know, before we go fight in the battle, we need to, and I always thought, you pick battles, the ones you can win, so.
Right.
I don't want to
Some,
go pick a fight that we can't win.
or like a permitting ordinance for, since he's requesting extension or
did
expansion,
adopt
some
the,
sort of ordinance about expansion requiring permits and the approval of permits, so he just doesn't go build, with a public hearing.
Okay.
I
Could
will
be
say
some
another
options.
thing too is that concern about the weight limit of the road, and that's not what you wanted to address as far as the hazmat route. If you wanted to go with hazmat, you got to consider that people might be cutting off 1604 and coming down Priest Road all the way up to get to that gas station, so they can then hop on 37 and get on out of town.
They will try to circumvent the 37, 1604 interstate, the interchange there.
Yeah.
And anybody that knows that area, that's what a lot of the truckers are doing now coming through.
Yeah. So you're gonna up the ante on that by taking this
We've
on.
not developed our emergency management plan either, which we've
Right.
got in on the Bear County Emergency Management to join up with Bear County Emergency Management, but we have not developed our plan yet. That's one thing that would have to be identified and addressed as far as a safety issue, a response issue in the event of an emergency.
Yeah,
I just think
environmental
there's
impact
more to
study.
it than what it is, but again,
You know, the
I'm
sad
not
thing,
buying it.
you know, the sad thing is, I think we talked about this once before, he wanted to put in an overnight RV
Right.
park. I'm actually liking that idea. Maybe that was the intent.
Well, I hadn't heard about the overnight RV park, but anyway, yeah.
I'd be more than happy to have a public hearing on this issue, if that's what the council thinks is necessary, but I can say right now that I am against this.
Yeah.
So,
Before making any type of motion on public hearing, it could be something, I could just look into.
Yeah, I would say
any
a
other
workshop, not a
types
public
of-
hearing, yeah, because a public hearing, we have to post it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a workshop, all we have to do is just announce it.
Well, workshop would be the same as like the 3-day notice, public hearing
Right.
is more of a notice, yeah. So-
But you want to solicit input from the citizens, so it needs
Yeah.
to be a public hearing, right?
A public hearing has to be placed in the paper though, right?
Right.
Yeah.
and I'll be sure to get those neighbors.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, I'd make a motion that we hold a
Or we
public
instruct the attorney,
Instruct
because
the
you're going to investigate
Other
what our
options for the
options would
council,
be.
yes, yeah.
So
Options to do what?
We should table this to the next
Just-
month.
Postpone this and put it on next month's agenda, okay?
Unfinished business.
Well, what would we want to regulate though? Is this like y'all were talking about the noise and stuff like that?
Health and safety?
Yeah.
Here, oh, got it.
Yeah, I would say it would fall under the health and safety, you know, basically the noise, the smell coming out of the exhaust from both the trucks and the reefer units.
The traffic flow. is-
And the traffic flow.
Increased traffic
Yes.
from the Dollar General as well.
Oh, yeah, you've got Dollar General coming in there, and whether or not that road is good, is actually, the infrastructure is there to handle that much more traffic.
Maybe we need a stoplight in our city.
Oh, God. Oh. That's not on the agenda.
I know.
Oh, gosh, okay, well, I got a motion from Tremblay to, instruct the attorney to explore our options
Options are like,
and bring this up again at the next,
And table till next.
and postpone it till the next next regular meeting. Do we have a second on that?
I'll second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second to instruct the attorney to check our options on this venture and to put it on the next general meeting. Do we have any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? We have a unanimous again. Okay, item number 14 on the list. This is strictly information that I'm going to put out to you. Please, I am only the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger on this one, please. This is an update on the Waterwood Property Owners Association. Some of the things that have happened, I've talked to Jim Clement as president of the Waterwood Park Property Owners Association over the last couple of weeks. He had a meeting with the, and that should be TCEQ on there, not TECQ. I'm sorry, I got dyslexic. It's the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality about hazards in this park. He received a complaint. He tells me that they came out, they checked the place, and told him that he needs to get the 2 barrels in the maintenance yard tested to find out what they are, and that everything else in the park looked okay according to them, that if any issues were brought up, anything that could be cleared up and cleaned up with machinery within a 2-hour period was not considered a problem on their part. Anything that took more than that, then it may be an environmental issue. But the man that came out and checked it for him, according to Mr. Clement, said that there was not any serious problems with what he saw.
That was somebody from that
TCEQ, yes,
Came and
that's
checked
it.
it?
Yeah, he's the one that came and checked it.
So they gave us a free, we didn't have to, they didn't
Well,
pay for it.
basically, they gave us a free, or gave him a free check on it. He didn't have to pay a lot of money on that one, yeah.
Good.
So,
So basically, he needs to get those barrels tested.
he needs to get a sample out of each barrel and take it to a lab and have it tested. That's what they told him to do. If it is something that is dangerous, he needs to deal with it and get it out of here. Okay, the clubhouse. This building right here, Mr. Clement says that he has got a claim in with the insurance company for the damage done to the roof and for the damage that is being done from the water leakage that comes in. He has not had a positive response from the insurance company yet. One of the responses was, yes, there is some hail damage on the roof. Another thing that they have told him is that a lot of the damage, the water and the mold issues are basically a cause of neglect. So whether or not he gets anything from the insurance company to fix this place, he doesn't know. He's hoping he gets enough that he can have it taken out of here and something else put in. The pool will not reopen this year. He doesn't have the money to operate it. He did tell me that the condition of the pool right now is that there is no there is no filtering what's in there. It must be drained and it'll have to be cleaned and then refilled. Both of the pumps, there's issues with them that they're not working properly. So basically,
That was last year too.
I used it a couple of times last year. It was a little less than desirable, to say the least. But yeah.
But I heard that the pumps and the lights for 3 years actually waiting for parts and stuff.
Yeah.
How can we get to this point?
Anyway, and now the next thing that is on his list was the utilities around the Waterwood area. He just got 4 of the bills in 2 days ago, and I forgot that piece of paper to put the total. Where did I put it? Doggone it. Anyway, it's basically $1,750 for utilities. There's 4 separate bills. 2 of them came in at the $10.23. They're just little mercury vapor lights. The other 2 are the street lights within the neighborhood. They're sectioned off into 2 different quadrants, and he received the bills of them. One of them was $800 and something, the other was $600. This is evidently a monthly fee that comes in on those. They are
It's the traffic, I mean, the big lights out in the streets, right?
it's the one that goes out over into the streets, yeah, not the ones that people pay for themselves. Yes, sir.
I thought you didn't answer her question.
About
About the pool situation being neglected for over 3 years. Like, do we own, does the city own?
no, the
Waterwood?
Waterwood Property Owners Association owns that. We do not own it.
So then with the pool shut down, the clubhouse no good, and the park unuseful, we shouldn't have to pay our fees then, right?
There are no fees.
There are no fees.
Oh, no, don't be saying that.
There are fees.
I haven't
We
seen
got
that.
bills, a lot of us got bills, Nikki.
Okay, that's coming up, please. And please, don't shoot the messenger. I'm only the messenger. The utility costs are going to exceed what is left in the funds that the Waterwood Property Owners Association has. Therefore, he announced that the assessment fee for July, he is going to send it out and try to collect it. He is going to contract with G.G. Gale to do that. And expect to see it sometime this month. They're going to send out another assessment.
And we're supposed to pay it with all of this mess.
That
I'm
is,
not.
you know, anyway, that, like I say, I'm just the messenger on this, please. I'm just passing along what he asked me to tell you on it. Okay.
Can we get it set up? Have him drain the pool? They may go ahead and drain the pool.
Yeah, okay. I'll,
It's a health issue.
oh, that is, yeah, it's a frog pond at this point. It's not a pool anymore.
Because
Yeah.
it's a health issue, safety issue, nuisance issue, the council can pass something to have them drain it or cover it or,
That's what I'm saying, Ken,
Leave
I'm
it
asking,
somehow.
that's why I'm asking for
Leave it.
really. We
When
need to
God
have it.
forbid a small child fell in there, nobody would even know it was at the bottom.
Oh, no, if somebody fell in, you're right. Nobody would know they were in there.
If you'd like to, would you like to address that? The mosquito issue, would you like to maybe say something about that?
About the mosquitoes? They're plentiful.
They're big.
So I would like make a motion that city council, or let me rephrase that, that I'd like to make a motion that the clerk send the PPOA, specifically Mr. Clement, a letter requesting that he drain the pool. Due to
And
the
give a
fact-
very definitive timeline.
Right, due to the fact that it is a health hazard as far as a breeding ground for mosquitoes, even for people visiting the park.
Right. No, I understand what you're saying.
Right.
To drain.
It can't take that much to drain the pool.
well, just for the purposes, this may need to go on another agenda because I think
Right,
it's
it's
just an
not-
update and it doesn't look like any action was going to be taken.
Right.
So I think,
It's just an update.
yeah, I think to give the citizens enough notice, it needs to, any type of action on this item should be properly
So
noticed.
we need to put it on next month's
Next agenda.
Sure need to get everything drained.
I'll see what I can do for you.
I'll
He-
put it
he
on
said-
next
he-
month's agenda.
You don't have to. If I'm here, I'll do it.
But I
Okay.
think from a city perspective, this is just informational only because
Yeah.
this is nothing the city can act on
Right.
anyway.
It's not our property. Yeah, that's the bottom line.
Okay.
Yeah, But they can require that the WPPOA do something about it because it is causing harm to the citizens in general. in the
Because
city.
it's within
So
the city, we
Because
can
it's-
require.
it
Okay,
violates health and safety.
okay.
Even something like demolition of a building, but
Yeah.
that would be initially like the city's cost, and then I don't know if the WPPOA then has the funds to do that.
Right.
Doesn't seem like they do, but just kind of from the nuisance perspective too.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Number 15 on our deal, we will postpone, or that is just the information. I will talk with Mr. Clement about that. Number 15, I have on here, discuss and consider budget and tax rate adoption process and establish new dates for public hearings. I put that on there. I think I would like to hold that one and move it down just a couple, because it's going to require some action being taken by somebody
agree.
here. If y'all don't mind, I'll move that one down. Number 16 on the agenda, it'll be under, behind tab number 6. Discussion and consider the resignation letter from Mayor Clement.
Wait. Are we doing the
Oh, wait a
RFP
minute.
for garbage
Yeah,
and trash?
You forgot the trash.
Where did I skip something
The
here?
trash.
You're on the
Oh,
old
16,
agenda.
I'm sorry, okay. 16, RFP for garbage and trash collection. That's number G. That's why when I took it and I looked at it, it wasn't right. I had sent Cassandra a short little page showing what we were expecting and looking for on an RFP. And she sent me back this one that obviously is much more detailed and much better written than what I had sent her. This is not something that, don't everybody get up in arms and saying, oh, we're going to go get a single trash collector here. What this is what we're looking to do is to get the different garbage collection companies to give us an RFP on what they will provide for us, whether it be garbage, trash pickup, bulk pickup, recycling. If we can have a hazmat day where you have old paints or stuff that need to be picked up, whether they will give us that kind of stuff, whether they're going to provide containers. This RFP, this request for proposal, addresses that. They will send it to us, and then we will have a public hearing on it. This is not something that we're going to shove down anybody's throat. We want to get your input, let you know what you think. Let's see if it will save the citizens here any money to do it this way, to have a single provider instead of the, I believe it's 5 that are running out here right now. We have 5 providers, and I believe 4 of them are running dumpsters. So we have roughly 9 different sets of trucks running through here, picking up our refuse. Anyway, the proposal is here. It looks pretty good. I will include with it a map of our city so that the different garbage companies can at least have it. I believe you put in here, Cassandra, that the bids should be sealed and we'll open them all at the same time.
That's, yeah, I mean, it's not necessary that they be sealed until council. It could be sealed and then opened by the city secretary at one time.
Okay, we won't open one 3 weeks before another
No.
one. Okay, we'll open them all at the same time, but it's not going to be something that we're not going to be able to review before we have our meeting. We're going to be able to look at it.
Yes, you can
Okay.
review them before the meeting.
Okay. Other than that, it's just looking to have a timeline of when we send this out, and what kind of a timeline we want to give people. There's nothing that is a rush on this by any means. We're getting our garbage picked up. What we're not getting picked up is we're not getting bulk trash picked up, and we're not getting bulk items that are left out on the side of the road.
Is the intent from this to have every citizen be covered by trash pickup?
Yes.
And the city would then,
What I am hoping is that they will say that they will do their own collections, but the option is in there, do you want the city to collect for you and then the city pay them? Or do you want them to do the collection? The problem you come in with
Is
is you
people
have
who
two
won't
neighbors.
pay.
Yeah, you have two
Do the
people.
collection, and then if people don't pay, they can stop service.
right, and
Yeah.
so you've
We have no
defeated the whole
means to stop
purpose.
service.
You know, but the one that really comes to mind is you have two neighbors that generally have very little garbage, and one of them will get the service and the other will not. You know, I don't think there's any way to prevent that or to stop it with no matter what kind of, unless you went to a system like the city of San Antonio has where, you know, if it's on your city public service bill, then you get it.
Right.
But I can assure you that if you don't pay your garbage fee in the city of San Antonio, CPS does not turn off your electric. You've got to not pay your electric bill. So really, there's no recourse in there to have somebody else collect for you. It's best if we have the company, if they do it, collect for themselves. But then again, you need to find out if the fee that they're going to charge is going to be lower than what you're paying now. Because if it doesn't have a benefit for the citizen, there's really and truly no sense in having it, because the trucks aren't, I don't think, doing that much damage in the city, other than the ones that have dumpsters on the sides of the road. Those are pretty unsightly, and they're putting big gouge marks in. I'll let y'all know right off the bat, I'm guilty of having a dumpster, but it's on my acreage property, and they drive up my driveway to get it, and then they have to back out. They're not getting on the easement to do it. I made sure of that. I'm not going to be a hypocrite on it. So anyway, just something to think about. We'll send these out. There'll be a little bit of postage involved in this to send them out. Probably, what is it, about 8 or 9 companies in all that we would send this to, because there's a couple that are actually out of New Braunfels. So I believe Republic runs out of New Braunfels. But they do the entire city of Floresville.
Cassandra, is there, I'm just quickly looking through here, in the event that somebody doesn't pay, let's say that it's one of those where everybody's covered and they're doing collection at an individual level. There's nothing in here about what are they gonna do? They're gonna stop service and then you've kind of defeated the purpose? Or if it's structured so that they send the bill to the city, what happens if they can't collect?
Well, this would just be the request for proposal, and then the contract, I guess, would be more based on what they submit to the city. I think it is probably preferable and easier for the city if they do send their own bills out, so that way the city doesn't have to worry about anything.
Right.
They're still providing services to their citizens. So we can limit the proposal where we don't give them the option of just of billing the city, and the city bills all the citizens.
Right.
Let them
if you'd rather
deal
do
with the people that don't pay or don't want to have the service. I'm not advocating that every person must have garbage pickup service. Some people in here may own another piece of property somewhere else where they have pickup and they take their trash there. You know,
I'm just wondering if this might be something, I mean, I'm all for getting the RFPs, but I'm just wondering from when we do our budget, I mean, if you tax the people for the service,
Yeah.
then we're not sending out individual bills. So, just
well,
to make,
we wouldn't be taxing them.
no. What I'm saying is when we put a budget together,
Right.
and that could be a line item thing where we're,
As income?
as part of the tax, when we establish a tax rate, it would include that service based on what kind of input you get
Oh,
back
I
here.
see. And then we would
And
just pay the garbage company.
We would pay the garbage company, and we get our money back from the
I see.
county.
You would actually include it as a,
Part of the services provided through your property taxes.
okay, you'd add a cent or two or whatever it takes to a property tax to do garbage.
I'm just saying that's an option, because I mean, if you're looking for them to provide for everybody, and then you have people who opt out, I mean, we're no better off then than we are today.
I'm going to take a Tremblay stance on this one. I don't like that option.
You don't like that option?
I don't think you do that.
Hey, I'm just throwing it out there.
Okay.
That's another option. But as far as doing the request for proposal,
Let's get the quotes and see what they come in at.
Yeah.
You know, we may get the quotes and open them up and they'd be no better than what we're already getting.
Right.
And decide not to even have a public hearing.
right.
You know, what's the point if it's not going to save the people any money?
But before you poo-poo my idea,
I know where you're coming from.
well,
on it.
no, what I'm thinking is that then we could provide bulk pickup. I mean, we would have those things available.
Maybe bulk, but not individual.
Well, what I'm trying to do is get to a point where we're not having furniture dropped on the side of the road. If there's a
Well, they
way
might.
and a means to address that as an issue,
Well, that could be a budget item that we would include in a budget and not put it as an extra item on our deal. Just include it in our
I'm
I
budget.
think in the RFPs, we're asking for bulk.
I
pickup.
I understand. I'm just saying there's a couple ways we can go
They'll
about it.
not be able to put their sofa out on the street
Yeah,
Right,
within 10 or
Yeah.
15 days of bulk pickup, just
Right.
like they do in the city.
right.
And then that charge could be something that the waste company bills them directly for,
Right.
based on 1 time a year or 2 times a year.
yeah, it would be built in or actually built into their monthly rate of
Yeah.
garbage pickup that they would do
Okay,
bulk pickup, a trash pickup and then a bulk pickup.
okay.
My feeling is that we should have at least one of those each year.
Minimum, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
well, I'm okay with that.
Ms. Ortiz, you can draft. I guess.
This is just an update.
Just send it.
I guess I just need a date on when it wants to be, when y'all want to send it, when y'all want to do, so I can just update it, and then I'll send it to you and you can send it out. And also, if you want to remove that option where the city.
Yeah, let's remove the option about the city collecting. Yes, remove that option and let's put a date. Today is the 7th, 9th. What is today? Oh, 9th. If we do it on the 15th, what is the meeting date next month?
13th.
13th? Well, why don't we give them until, is it typical to give 30 days to do something
30
like
days. I would say 30 to 60 days.
that? Okay, well, we can always address it at the September meeting then. It doesn't have to be real quick. Let's give them 60 days on it then. Or I tell you what, no, let's make it, I say let's make it 45 days.
Okay.
Yeah, that way we know we'll get it on the September
But is the actual issue date would be some point next week, not today's date?
Yeah, but
because it would be
when is the 15th?
whenever it's first available to potential contractors or vendors.
If we have a public hearing, of course you get to vote. Okay, July, when is August? August the 15th is on a Monday. Yeah, why don't we make it on that? I'll mail them out on August the 15th. And then we can have them back in. Oh, wait a minute, that's not August, that's June. Dadgummit. Come on. August, okay, August the 15th is a Saturday. Let's make it, the 17th is on a Monday. Is that a good day to mail something out? Would be on a Monday, mail it to them on a Monday and give them 45 days from then? You think that would be all right? Okay, let's make it the 17th. We will,
Flash water?
What are we doing
Chico's
on
coming to our rescue here.
What are we doing on the 17th? We just mailing
Oh,
them
is it
out?
Sylvia?
Sorry, Mark, I was trying to get here earlier. and
Thank you.
I was gonna spin some box fans, but I couldn't get here fast enough.
Thank
So,
you.
We just reserved. Improvised.
Okay. All right, yeah, make it that, I'll mail them out by the 17th, on or before the 17th. And
Of
we'll-
July?
Of July. Yeah, of 17th. Come on. August, come on back, July. There it is, July. Boy, phone doesn't work when I want it to, and it works too good when I don't want it to. There we go. Yeah, 17th of July is next Friday. I'll have them mailed out by then, and let's have them make it to where they have to be in by August the 31st. And now it won't move at all. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that is RFP. Okay, now number 17, and then we'll come back to 15. 17, discuss and consider resignation letter from Mayor Clement. You'll find that under number H. Give y'all an update. Mayor Clement went into the hospital yesterday to have rotator cuff surgery. He did come through it just fine. I talked with him earlier today. He sounds upbeat. He's in a lot of pain, he said, but that doesn't change his the statement that he gave me to read here to y'all this evening. This is a letter from Mayor Jim Clement. Good evening. I apologize I could not attend tonight's meeting in person, but as many of you are aware, I am recovering from surgery that I had in the early part of July. I thank the council and the citizens for allowing me to address them this evening through the Mayor Pro Tem, which I anticipate will be the last time that I address the city as a member of this governing body. I have been very humbled to serve the city as the city's first mayor, and I have dedicated much of my life to serving this community. During my tenure, I have always tried to do what I felt was best for the city and the community, but in the past few weeks it has been apparent that my service as mayor may not have been in the best interest of the city or my family. After much discussion with my wife and my family, I have made a decision to step down from public office and focus on my health and spend more time with my family. So it is with great regret that I must resign as mayor of the city, which will be effective upon the acceptance and approval of the city council. I resign with gratitude to the citizens for allowing me to serve and to the council for allowing me to lead this city as this city's presiding officer. I trust the council will appoint and then the voters will elect a person who will hold the office with the utmost integrity and respect, and look forward to seeing the city's development after my tenure. I hope this is not the last of my involvement with the community, but at this time I feel resigning is in the best interest of the city, my family, and my overall health. Mayor Jim Clement. And that is basically what he has come up with. He's wanting to, and so that I don't put any of y'all on the spot here and jump and say, motion to accept his resignation. I will make the motion that we graciously accept Mayor Clement's resignation as of tonight. Do we have a second on it?
I will second.
Seconded by Mickey Ball. Is there any discussion? Those in favor? Okay, it's unanimous.
So does this mean there'll be another mayor running for election in November?
Yes, what it is that's the next item on our deal. We're going to bring that up to you now. Discuss and consider the remainder of the term and appointment for mayoral position with the city of Sandy Oaks. And I've chatted back and forth with Cassandra on this on a couple of emails. Basically, you have two options that we have available to us. Both options will require us putting the mayor's position on the ballot this November as a special, you call it a special election. I guess they just call it a special election even though it's on the same ballot.
It would be a special election because his term,
It's unexpired.
yeah.
But I mean, it would still be the same time as the other one. It's just going to be something we're adding to our ballot. Is that
Yes.
correct?
It-
Yeah.
So it'd be a general and a special election.
And it'll just say our general election will be for the aldermen of positions 1, 3, and 5. And then it'll have one that'll say special election for the unexpired term of mayor.
Yes.
Okay. That will happen regardless of anything else that happens here tonight. The two options you have in front of you are that you do not fill the position, you leave it as it is and let the mayor pro tem run your meetings until November. The second option is that you appoint a mayor in the interim. And then that individual will, of course, take over for the mayor's position, which will, in effect, again, open a second single opening on the council, which is not addressed here tonight. It would have to be addressed at a different meeting. You would have an alderman's position to fill also. And that's going to be up to this council, how y'all want to do that.
Would that term on the special election for the mayor be a one-year term, being that
It would be until.
It's
He
unexpired.
would be.
It's until his regular.
1 year.
Yeah, it would only be for the 1 year.
So just be.
Yeah.
So if the council decides to appoint someone to serve as mayor, and it could be from the council, or it could be an eligible person who would serve as mayor, then they would serve as mayor until the November election, when then a mayor is elected to serve the remainder of the unexpired term.
And of course, any person that is appointed could also run for the position in November if they desire,
Yes.
correct?
So, yeah, so just reiterating what Mayor Pro Tem said, a special election would happen regardless. It's just a matter of if someone would be appointed to mayor now to serve the next few months.
And that basically happened because he resigned prior to this election in
Yes.
time. If it'd been less than a year, it would have gone just until a regular election, is that right?
If it would have been after the November election,
Right.
it would have been till the next
Yeah,
November
okay.
election.
This mayor of what? Mayor of
Sandy Oaks.
San Diego.
So between option 1 and option 2, what are the pros and cons of leaving the position vacant until the election? I mean, what's the potential downside?
Well, legally, I wouldn't say there are any pros and cons. I mean, it would really kind of be
the
maybe
easiest thing to do, probably?
more,
That's what I'm
you
thinking.
know, yeah, what the council wants to do politically, whether they want, yeah, like, for example, San Antonio didn't want to appoint a mayor who was going to run for mayor.
Right.
Because they didn't want to give anybody an advantage, or just if you want to give the citizens just the opportunities to select a mayor before the council appoints anybody at the
Well,
special election.
What I'm thinking, I mean, this, from my perspective, this is working. The mayor pro tem is designated to step in to serve when the mayor is unable, and I think that's what's been happening.
Your biggest problem is going to become now is actually in the financial portion of it. The mayor and the city clerk are the ones that sign on the checks now, correct?
No, the checks don't have two signatures.
Oh, they don't have
No.
two signatures?
The bank does not check checks like
Okay.
that. They don't even look at the checks anymore.
Okay, so the checks go out with just your signature on them and that's all that's needed? Okay.
Does the mayor pro tem have the same authority as the mayor?
He
Yeah,
performs all the
exactly.
duties as mayor, if the mayor
Kinda what
cannot
I'm
perform the
thinking.
duties. So, like, for example, the budget, I think would now be in the mayor pro tem's hands.
It would be up to me to, if they don't appoint somebody else, to come up with the budget.
Yes,
And
and
then,
follow the
okay, that
proposal.
was the next, that's why I wanted to postpone that particular item.
Yeah.
All right.
I had the cart before the horse earlier here. But anyway, yeah, okay. But anyway, that's what's on the table. I'm gonna leave out of it, it's gonna be up to y'all, it's not gonna be up to me.
I have to side with
Yeah, and just, I did mention to Mayor Pro Tem, if anybody from the council specifically would like to be appointed, they can't vote for themselves, so just
Right.
with that in mind, but y'all can speak on behalf of yourselves if you would
I
like
make
to
a
be appointed
motion
as
that the
mayor.
Mayor Pro Tem fills the mayor's position until November election.
I second that, yeah. I'll third it.
Clarification to serve as
As
mayor, or
mayor,
the mayor will be, the mayors will
The Mayor
still be
Pro Tem,
vacant.
the
Vacant.
Mayor Pro Tem will serve as mayor, the mayor position will remain vacant.
well, no, that's not what you
That's
said.
no.
That's not the way you put it. You said that I would,
You'll fill the position, but
The mayor pro tem
will.
will assume the
what,
duty.
what you are doing is you're saying that you want the
So you can't
motion to
just vote
read
him
that you're
as
not
mayor,
going
it's
to
still
fill the
mayor.
mayor's position.
Well, you can vote on it.
Right.
So I guess the proper motion would be to order, well, we wouldn't order it today, it'd probably be just that the council would vote that they would rather go to a special election than appoint someone as mayor. And then at the next meeting, I think at the August meeting, the council's already, we had discussed maybe possibly ordering the general election at the next council meeting, and then the special election could be ordered at that same meeting, to call for the special election of the mayor's position.
Is there a
Well-
timeline on that we have to have it done by?
Just the 45 days before the election date. So instead of having the motion say the mayor pro tem serve as mayor, the duties as mayor, I think it would be, the council would rather a special election be held to fill the mayor's position.
Well,
That makes sense.
I suppose we should ask if you want to do that
Yeah.
before we. I mean, we're making an assumption here, but if you're up to it, I
That,
support that.
my position on it is, if you want me to do the job, give it to me. If, if you don't feel that you want to fill the position, I will stay and do it for the remaining 3 months that are left. Don't expect to see me come back and be on the ballot. Yeah, if you want me to do it, I'll be more than happy to do it. But if you want to give it to me, give it to me.
Continue as mayor pro tem.
Okay, Ivy. Okay, Ivy.
I think you're right. I don't know, I think it's so, give it to you for 3 months or,
As far as I'm concerned.
because it's going on the election.
It's going
the
on the
ballot.
election any way you
Right.
do it. The difference being is that if you appoint me as mayor,
Uh-huh.
now you have vacated alderman
alderman
position
position.
5,
Right,
and that would come up at another, it's not on tonight's,
then we have to fill that one.
and you would either have to fill that one or decide to go with it blank.
And then that position, oh, well.
It's
I would
automatically
argue
coming
the
up.
general
It's automatically coming up, yeah. But I mean, that
But I think
easily
if you remain as alderman serving as mayor pro tem, you continue to vote, which is kind of what I was thinking, that we kind of continue business
If
as
you
usual.
leave me as mayor and then you leave the alderman position open, I still get to vote on tied issues.
No, well,
Yeah.
yeah, no.
But we don't have very many of those.
We don't, no.
But like I say, you're not gonna hurt my feelings either way. It's just, if you want me to do it, well, give it to me.
We're gonna give it to you. We're gonna give it to you.
And if not, give one of these other people a chance at it. Which one of you wants it,
I was just thinking things have been going pretty smoothly. We'll just continue like we have been. But I wanted to make sure it was something that, before we committed you to it, that,
You're gonna ask me to do all of the stuff as mayor? Let me have it.
well, it
I
doesn't
don't
come
mind.
with any perks.
You get a parking space.
I get a preferred parking space in my driveway.
So if I can make a motion that we will call for an election for the mayor position in
At,
November,
at the next meeting.
at the next meeting.
Are we advertising to everybody else?
Anybody can run for that position, absolutely, yeah.
But am I saying, are you sending the notice to everybody that wants to participate?
It'll be posted in
It
the
will be
Wilson
posted.
County News as well as our website. when the election.
Website and
Well,
also
but she's
about-
already posted for the
Yeah.
election.
For the alderman.
So it's already posted on our
And she
website.
can post for the mayor.
Okay, I don't
Does
know
it need to be,
about
does it need to be
email, so
posted as well?
Wilson County
I think
News.
so.
Can you guys send it out to every single?
Oh, no, that's not gonna
that's not gonna
happen, no. What you're asking is for every resident to receive a notice?
Yeah, that's
No, that becomes cost prohibitive real quick, every time you do something like that.
We have a city website and we post all that information on the city
We also
website.
have
I
a
don't know
very,
what the website is.
yeah. We also have a very good group of people within the community that have become very adept at posting signs and notices where they're very visible to a lot of the people out here. And I'm sure that if we ask a few of those people, BJ, if they will continue to post those things, you know, hey, we got an election coming up. Anybody wants to run, get your name on the ballot by a certain date. We can have signs put up like that.
Well, that would be good too.
Yeah.
She did say it is,
Everybody else to.
she did say it is in the newspaper too, right?
It is the Wilson County News already has the one for the 3 alderman positions. 1, 3, and 5 are coming up.
Well, the ballot deadline, I think, is August 24th, and it opens up in July.
No,
Now, June 25th was the first
Yeah.
day to apply.
Yeah.
June 21st
applications
is
are
the
being
first day you can
accepted.
apply for a position.
And where do you do that?
You have to do it with the city clerk.
But you can also go down to Jackie Callahan's office and apply for the elections, right?
No.
No,
No, this is a city.
City,
this is,
city election.
this is a city election, you have to do it with the city clerk.
We're running our own election this year?
No. The
No.
application are for city positions. The city manages the application process. The county will hold the elections. That's the only involvement the county has.
And they will bill us for it
Yes.
dearly.
But if anybody doesn't know, the city website is www.cityofsandyoaks.com.
Is it in the paperwork that you guys have out today?
I didn't hand anything out.
The agenda.
Oh, the agenda, I don't think so. I don't know.
No, it's not listed on the agenda, no.
Probably not.
It is on the agenda. Right here.
Oh, there at the very next to last paragraph it is.
Yep, sure enough.
Yeah.
It's underlined.
Well, it is now.
Okay, I don't have a copy of that.
No, he's giving you the copy.
You have an extra piece of it.
www.cityofsandyoaks.com, or call my number.
Is that your number?
Yeah, I put my number, I took Jim's number off of
No,
there.
I don't.
Well, you did the agenda, so.
So, you know,
Okay, so we are back to making a motion for what we're gonna do with,
The motion is to leave the mayor position vacant, call for an election, and that the mayor pro tem perform.
What was the motion that?
The motion
that
is
sound right?
to leave
Okay.
the mayor position vacant and call for an election, a special election to fill it. And the mayor pro tem, meanwhile, in the remainder of the term, will fulfill the mayoral duties.
you got a motion on the floor, is there a second? Second. Seconded by Joel. Any other discussion? No discussion, all those in favor? Okay.
Can you repeat what you did? We couldn't
Yeah,
hear.
what they are gonna do is they are going to leave the mayor's position open, and they are gonna allow me as mayor pro tem to run the meetings until the new mayor is elected, by special election in November. So basically what that means is any special meetings, workshops, budgets, all that kind of stuff will be done by me for basically the next 3 months for your, August, September, and October. Come November, that's when you will have a new mayor.
Thank you. For those people who wish to get their name on the ballot, is there a phone number that they can reach you and make an appointment?
Yes. If anybody's interested, you can come get my phone number and address.
well, I was gonna say, do you want me to also include that? I can update the website
Forms are
information.
available.
Okay.
We'll
It was
get-
on the,
Channel's website.
it was on that thing.
The
I did.
notice,
Yeah, the
yeah.
notice, yeah.
And I did post that on the website, but
Yeah.
might make it a little easier if we put it all in one place.
Yeah, no kidding. The mosquitoes from the pool have found us.
Oh, I know, they're biting me on the back of my arm.
Yeah, they're getting me on, through the pants on the legs, yeah. Okay,
So number 15.
back up to number 15, discuss and consider budget and tax rate adoption process and establish new dates for public hearings. What I take it that what we need on this, Counselor, is that we need to post, first off, I need to present a budget,
Yes.
and we have to announce in the paper 10 days before we have a public hearing on the budget. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
on the first hearing. Only one budget hearing is required. I think the council had talked at the last meeting about having 2 budget hearings, one on a Saturday and
deadline?
one on a weekday.
I mean, I have time for 2 minutes.
Well, the deadline to file the budget is August 29th, so
We need to move.
there
need to move
there
quick.
is some time to file, but then you'll be having your budget meetings and your tax meetings in a month. And that would be the month of September that you'd be having all those. So
Yes.
the notice does need to be put in 10 days before there's a public hearing on the budget.
So all we need to do is just post in the paper that we are having a budget hearing.
Yes.
We don't have to put anything in there about what the budget has in it or anything like that.
Just refer to the budget. The budget can be found by contacting the city secretary or the city so not the budget specifically.
Before we
but
post the budget, I have to have one drawn up, in other words.
Yes.
Yes.
So
It's funny how that works.
I can't they can't post it and I can make it up as I go along. Okay. All right, got you. All right. And then establish new dates for public hearings. I know that the paper, their close date is on
Friday.
Friday.
No,
So-
you have to have it in by Friday to get it into the Wednesday's next edition.
And that has to run for 10 days, or it has to be just posted 10 days in
Just-
advance?
I just posted it once, 10
Okay.
days in
10
advance.
days.
Okay.
And that needs to run continuously on the website. And I can't remember how many. I think
We
it's just
will
one
not
time.
make tomorrow's deadline for the paper, so that will make it on the 17th of July that we have to have a budget so that we can post in the paper on the 17th.
Well, it depends when you're planning the budget hearing, because it can't be posted more than 30 days in
Right.
advance. So
That's what I'm looking to see what we can do to do a budget hearing. If we go to the paper on the 17th, it will be published on the 22nd. 22nd, then we gotta go to the 32nd, huh? Yeah. Well, that makes it, that would make it August 1st, which is on a Saturday, and you said that we can't do our only hearing on a Saturday?
no, that's regarding the tax.
Oh, that's regarding the
Yeah,
tax.
the tax hearings need to be on the weekday.
Basically, we would like to do those one behind the other on the same day, wouldn't we? I would think, yeah. Okay, how about Tuesday, August the 4th?
Just a suggestion, because if the budget with the tax rate possibly being proposed, since now there's a 0 tax rate, if there's going to be any type of increase, then that may be something that you'd want to have a budget hearing on first to discuss the tax rate, and then if the proposed
Now, did we-
maximum tax is adopted, then that could be then used to have the timelines for the tax hearings. Because
I thought we didn't have to have the tax hearing. if we were
now,
below.
because there is, I talked to TML, and it's considered an increase. It's not considered you're setting a new tax. It is considered an increase because you're going from 0. So
Well, we
there
didn't
needs to be
set it
two
at 0,
hearings.
we just didn't have it.
Didn't
Well,
adopt them.
it's still considered
It's still
0.
considered 0
Yeah.
because we didn't
Yeah,
have
that was
one.
the issue. It wasn't 0, there was none, but it is considered an increase because it's more than
Okay,
what
well,
you
we
had.
just need to move fast.
Yeah.
The deadlines.
The appraiser certifies the rolls on the 25th, or that's his deadline. I don't know if y'all have already received the certified rolls, but then once you receive them, that could kind of help you determine your tax rate. So any tax hearing would probably be after July 25th.
Now, we have to post the tax hearing also, right?
Yes.
In the paper, 10 days ahead of time?
I think it's 7 is the time. 7
Okay.
for tax hearings, and that you do need 2 hearings.
That we do need 2 hearings on, and they could be a week apart if we wanted to.
They could be, at least 3 days apart.
Okay.
What we need.
Now, when we do these hearings, do we actually have to post like we do a regular meeting? We have to post 72 hours in advance for them?
No, just the 7 days notice.
Just the 7-day notice? Okay, the notice in the paper or just, okay.
I would post on the city's website.
Oh, yes, everything has to go on the city website, I understand that, okay. So basically, I need to get a budget done up.
Yeah, so, yeah, get a proposed budget, and then it would be filed with the city secretary.
Okay. And I can make that as basic and generic as it needs to be, correct?
Yes.
Basically, just expenses that we know we're gonna have. Okay.
You'd also kind of propose I guess what would be a maximum tax rate of what you think the city would need to support its budget.
Okay.
When the budget hearing happens and y'all kind of decide what the budget is and what the tax rate would be, then you'd post the hearing with the maximum tax rate, or post notice of the maximum tax rate.
Okay.
And that needs to be 7 days in advance.
Okay.
So, and then 2 hearings. And those are the ones not on a Saturday, but the budget can happen on them.
Oh, the budget can happen on a Saturday. Okay. July, August. There we go, August. Well, August the 8th is out. We're not going to do it on that date. In case anybody's wondering why, that's my wife's birthday, and she damn sure would not let me. She can come? Yeah.
And then a suggestion, instead of whole council establishing dates now, if you want to wait till the tax rolls, the certified tax rolls come in from the appraiser, maybe give you, since you would be preparing the budget, the authority to then set the hearing dates.
Well,
or
am
the
I going to
timeline.
need your help?
Yeah. It's the most complicated thing cities do every year. So yeah, if you need, if instead of deciding the timelines now, giving you the authority to do that could be a
Okay,
way
so
to do that also.
let's go ahead and do the budget hearing like we had proposed here. Put it in the paper this week coming up? Or do you suggest waiting on both of them?
Just until the tax rules come out. I mean, you can have another budget hearing if after the tax rules come out and that changes things. If you feel you need the city may need a new tax rate. But usually it's based on the certified tax rolls and then kind of working with the tax assessor collector's office.
And the
to-
certified tax rolls, the Bear County tax assessor, or I mean the appraisal district, they send that out to who?
They should send that to the city. I don't know if it's the clerk or the mayor.
Do we have to request it, or they automatically send
They
it?
should automatically send it to you, and their deadline is the 25th. So, let's say, okay, so later this month.
Charlie, could you follow up to see if they've mailed that out, or when to expect it?
And that, you say that comes out the 25th of July?
25th is their deadline. They may come out earlier. If it comes out later, then the city also gets additional time. They're not really held to the rest of the timelines. They get really 60 days, I think, after that.
And then we have to have our tax rate into them by when?
Once it's adopted. So by.
Well, I mean, you can't wait until there's a certain deadline that they have to have it before they can get it.
It's September the 29th.
I thought it was
Okay.
September 30th was
9/29, okay.
With the budget. Yeah.
The
the
budget
We're
has to
we're
be.
knocking on the door.
The budget's September 29th. Tax
Okay.
is the-
Okay, we will, I guess we'll wait until I'll work on the budget, no doubt.
Okay, and that's, go off that.
I'll work on the budget and I'll just send you a copy of what I got and you can tell me how bad I did on it. And
I'm not a city manager. So
you're not a city manager, okay.
I can't, but-
Anyway, I'll make something up. I've got a guideline on one that I can make up and at least have something to go by. And I'll send that over to Charlotte and then we'll get it posted in the paper and we'll hit a date. It'll probably be on a Thursday that we'll go ahead and do a public meeting. And that's, and we'll let y'all know what that date is. Okay. That's basically all we had. Counselor, I'm going to ask you one thing on here. I know it's not on the budget. The locations that we are having our meetings at. This is not exactly what you would call desirable. There's at least one solid area that we possibly can go to, and I've got a second one in mind, but both of them are going to require a cost on our part. Is that something that I'm going to have to call a meeting to discuss, or can the council say you can spend up to X number of dollars and let's have a meeting, or what can we do on that?
Either way, would need to be something posted on the next agenda on whether the council says.
I'm trying to get away from the next agenda. That's a month
Yeah,
away.
Yeah,
And we have
But
two,
you
we
can call a
got hearings.
special meeting to do
yeah,
that.
because that item is not on the agenda
Right.
to do on,
I
as
thought we
far as the
discussed
location.
last meeting that we could use
There's-
funds, we could use money out of the general fund. So we don't, he doesn't need approval, we can just pay for it out of the general fund.
Yes,
So we don't
That's
need
the
to,
answer to your
yeah.
question.
I mean, there
We
is,
did it that way.
there is the ordinance in place that you can use an alternate location as
Right.
needed, so.
Yeah.
So if
and then
I
as far
find it,
as paying it for it, it would just go to the clerk as another payable.
man, look at these mosquitoes.
I know.
We're gonna have to go.
Agenda with-
So in other words, if somebody says, okay, I've got a place, but it's gonna cost X number of dollars, I can just go ahead and book it? Okay,
Also, one other thing,
I'll make it reasonable.
I'm up on age. I can't hear too well.
Okay.
I blew my eardrum when I was flying for the Air Force. So I can't hear what you guys are talking about.
Okay, well, what we're talking about is an alternate location to have these meetings. Two of the places that I am thinking of right now, one of them is the Brawning Lake RV Park. They have a hall in there that we could hold the meetings in. I believe you said that their cost quoted to you for...
Their cost is, normally $100 an hour, but I talked to her and she said if we would commit to at least 3, maybe 4 meetings, she would knock it down to $100 per meeting. So, and then we have somebody who may have an end to get us an even better price.
Yeah, well, the fortunate part about that is I worked with a guy that is the manager out there for, he and I had the same district for many years. So anyway, there may be a little bit more break coming at if we can. If not, there's a church down on 1604 called the Southeast Baptist Church. The pastor out there is named Albert Byram. Now, I don't know if anybody goes there.
That's one over past FM 1937, correct?
It's one down there real close to where they put the fire trucks.
Okay, yeah, right next door there.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's shaking his head.
Yeah, it's right down there. But anyway, Albert Byron was a police officer, and I worked with him for many, many years. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to approach him to see if there is anything within that church that they have a hall that is available that will allow us to use it. I know it's a little bit more traveling time for people, but this, like I say, is not.
Well, then,
Alderman,
along those lines.
you can have everything that's in these books.
Wait, we're
I want
not,
the book back so I can fill it next time.
we're not done. I would like to make a motion.
Make that motion, please.
I
Hurry.
would like to make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
Got a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
Second.
Yeah, you do.
Any discussion? No discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank y'all for showing up.
Thank you.
If we have a different location next time, we will let you know.
I can't hear what you're saying.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So maybe you guys put some microphones so we can, I mean, I'm up there in age. Okay. Again, I blew my eardrum when I was flying for the Air Force. I can't hear too well.
Yeah, I'm supposed to speak.
Just in time, Charlotte. Your battery shows 1 bar on it.
I thought it would might make